I'm Jordan Hatfield. This is Faster Film Critic. Today on the show, we talk Wake Up Dead Man with Kolter and Chase Fugel. Wake Up Dead Man is a 2025 whodunit thriller, the third in the Knives Out franchise. It's directed by Rand Johnson, starring Daniel Craig, Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close, and Josh Brolin. You want to go paint some rocket ships on some sacred resting places? Put down that Catholic Chronicle magazine and get in. We're going cinephiling. What up, guys? We're talking Knives Out. So I think the plumber did it in the garage with a toothpick.
Oh, that'd be really hard to kill a guy with a toothpick. Or a gal. Or
it would
kids,
definitely be violent, man.
I'd like
would
to
be
see that.
really, really violent.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk Wake Up Dead Man.
Okay.
I hope you are.
Yeah, I didn't even know this movie was coming out. I hadn't heard a damn thing about it.
And now it's here.
Yeah, it didn't get much press.
No.
Usually trailers are shoved in my face, and I don't have the choice of choosing whether or not I want to watch it before the movie comes out. But this one, it was just like, oh, it's already out. Okay, I'll go see it without seeing the trailer.
Yeah.
It's a Netflix thing. It had a very short theatrical run, but it's straight to Netflix. And Netflix movies don't get a lot of trailers.
That's right. It was in theaters.
Very briefly. It was in theaters very briefly. I was lucky enough to see it in theaters. I definitely prefer seeing movies in theaters.
Yeah.
But, man, Netflix, what are you going to do?
Yeah, you know.
They're taking over the world, apparently.
Yeah.
Buying out Warner Brothers and everything. It sucks.
Yeah.
Jace, I want to start with you, man. What did you think of Wake Up Dead Man?
I don't know how I want to answer this.
Okay. Kolter, let's start with you, man. What did you think?
My answer is also...
I should start preparing an answer to that question, because my mind goes 100 different places, and I'm like,
Yeah, no.
I thought it was fun. Not as fun as the first one, but it was fun.
Kolter,
yes?
you're not a Knives Out fan.
I'm not a Ryan Johnson fan anymore.
Okay, tell me why.
Well, it's a little petty.
That's fine. I hate people for petty reasons.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I will not judge you for your pettiness.
I used to like him. I liked his movies before The Last Jedi. And then after that...
Oh, dude, that's a stupid reason to hate, man, Johnson. Come on.
Here's the thing, though. It was only after that a lot of footage from him talking about filmmaking in college came out. And he's famously recorded in a video saying something to the effect of, you know, when people come out of my movies, I you know, it's great when you walk out of a movie and everybody loves it, but I want people to walk out of my movies, you know, and half the audience loves it and the other half the audience thinks it's the worst movie they've ever seen. I was like, that's stupid.
I hate it when people talk like that.
And like, if that's your thing, then just make independent movies. If you're going to make a Star Wars movie, you've got a responsibility to make fans happy and scratch that itch, tell a good story, do something new if you will, but do it competently. The whole goal of him trying to subvert expectations, which is why I think his talents are probably lent much better to whodunit movies like Knives Out, than it was for Star Wars. I mean, I liked his science fiction take in Looper. I was excited that he was attached to that second Star Wars before I saw it, but I just remember thinking, like, that's such a stupid stance to take. Like, you know, you can make art for lots of reasons. You can make art to inspire. You can make art to entertain. You can make art to make people laugh. You can make art to make people think, reflect on the world around them. But you don't make something with the intention of pissing off and alienating half of the people. And then, like, I don't understand, what is the purpose of that goal?
I hear you, dude. I hear you. But I recently heard that they've found some of Picasso's old journals. And in those journals, we learned that pissing people off was one of his main goals. And so maybe Rand Johnson is like trying
He's
to...
like, I am Picasso.
Yeah,
Right.
The Picasso of films. Not in the sense that his movies are great, like Picasso paintings, but in the sense that he just wants to piss everybody off.
Yeah, or at least half the people off. That's a stupid stance to take. If you're making movies because you have an expressive desire, like a innate drive that makes you want to do these things, then your art can be interpreted as either one. It doesn't necessarily have to be a studio product, but if you're making a product, it needs to have certain things, and your audience is not a thing to be like tested or toyed with or with. Pardon my French.
Yeah, so Chase, let me ask you, do Picasso's paintings, do they piss you off?
Yeah. Do they?
I don't think so. I've never looked at a Picasso painting and got mad.
Really, with the nose on the forehead and like 4 eyes?
No,
Weird
I
stuff?
think it's kind of cool.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
I want to make sure. So because of this, Kolter, you have boycotted Knives Out.
I just lost interest in him as a filmmaker after that. I just thought, you little wormy little shit, like that's just such a shitty thing to go for. And, you know, when I was going through film school myself and thinking about how I wanted to make something, it was always with the purpose of entertainment. Like, it needs to look cool. It needs to be interesting. It needs to be an escape. And our thing as a group, we like making people laugh. Like there's a satisfaction giving people, offering levity or opportunities for levity. It feels good when you make somebody laugh, or at least it does me, and it did my brother and did our crew. That's what we like doing.
Did you laugh in Wake Up Dead Man? Because I thought this film was funny. I laughed in several scenes of this movie.
Yeah, there were funny moments. I think it was overwritten. I think it's some points in the movie it's poignant and it's interesting, and in some moments I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're overriding this. It's too flowery for no real point. And in some other moments I thought, oh, that was perfect. That was good writing. That was a good piece of acting. That was an interesting scene.
So I get the feeling this is the first Knives Out film you've seen, unfortunately.
It is.
And I get the feeling that you're not a big fan of it.
I thought it was okay.
I think this is a bad introduction to it.
You think it was a bad introduction?
You got to watch the first one first. And actually, I think if I knew that about Rian Johnson, it would have changed the way that I watched the movie.
So directors and filmmakers and musicians and artists can be assholes, and I don't really pay too much attention to what they say, because most of the stuff they say is just freaking air out the butt anyway.
No,
Yeah,
it's not that though.
I want to pay attention to the final project.
It's
and
who
some
this
of these
person
guys
is. It's like I watch a Woody Allen film and I look at the insufferable character and I can't help but see him as a pedophile also. It's just it's this thing that I just can't get over. I'm not thinking about it the whole time. It's just there.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, and I guess in some cases that's true, but in most cases, I try and separate the art from the artist. I think that an artist can often act as nothing but a conduit for that piece of art, and the art stands and speaks for itself.
Yeah, I mostly agree with that too. I think it's important to be able to do that. I make that exception for other artists, and I know other people would disagree with me, but there's something about when he's talking about me as an audience member, he's not talking about his work or what he wants it, the impact he wants it to have or what he's trying to say. When he's directly saying, like, I don't give a shit if you don't like it. In fact, I want you to not like it, and I don't want your best friend or your brother or your sister to love it, if only for the purposes of keeping some kind of discussion. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. That in particular just bugs me about his take. I don't know.
Okay, Kolter, I can respect that. But I still think that Knives Out is a great movie, and I still think this franchise is fun. Admittedly, Glass Onion isn't as good as Knives Out in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But I still thought it was entertaining enough.
You mean Wake Up Dead Man?
No, I'm talking about Glass Onion, the second one.
Okay.
Glass Onion is decent, but everything about it pales when you compare it to the first Knives Out.
Yeah.
This one, Wake Up Dead Man, I thought was better than Glass Onion, and it's not as good as the original.
It's a nice middle. Nice middle ground. And Josh O'Connor fit in there perfectly. I didn't even see him in Challengers. It's the first movie I ever saw him in, but he felt really comfortable in this.
Yeah.
Not only did he feel comfortable in this, but I felt like he put in a solid performance. I was really impressed.
Yeah. I think the writing was way over-engineered, too. Like you said, overly written. But in this case, it's that he appears way too likable. It's like such an idealistic character. He feels so guilty whenever he commits any sin or whatever, and he's so pure. I think if anybody else were to do this, I would have not liked them for that reason, because this character is just made to be so likable. It feels artificial, but he brings a life to it that makes it work.
Yeah, I think it does work, and it's funny because I had a little different experience. I liked the fact that he wasn't so perfect. He punches the priest in the very beginning, which I thought was a really funny scene.
He's charming. He's really charming.
And then he swears multiple times throughout, and he's always apologizing because it's not in the right place. He's not super familiar with this social setting. Then he tries to hijack the prayer meeting, and he gets in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Then he's in this religious conflict where he's trying to help Benoit Blanc, and yet he's also trying to be there for the sinners. And I liked it. I thought it worked. I thought it worked really well. I thought he was great, and I thought the movie was far funnier than I expected. There were multiple scenes in it that I literally laughed out loud.
Yeah. I thought it was funny too.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
Every Knives Out movie has got an incredible cast.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. I felt like the cast here was spectacular, but the characters were really weak relative to other Knives Out movies.
Yeah, underdefined.
Yeah, underdefined, yes. The first Knives Out movie, the characters were so fun.
Yeah.
In Glass Onion, the second one, the characters were fine. The cast was great. The characters were fine. In this one, I really felt the weakness. Like, Kerry Washington is such a phenomenal actress. She was so underused here.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright is an incredible actor.
Yeah, he was in the movie for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's in the movie for 5 minutes. And yeah, okay, fine. Just a cameo.
Yeah,
And-
it is.
Kaylee Spaney, recently, Priscilla, she was amazing.
Yeah.
She
I feel
was.
Like we don't get hardly anything.
She
from
was
her.
amazing, Priscilla. Absolutely, she was. Yeah.
And I've heard that about the cast and the other two movies being really good. I mean, the call list of actors in this is impressive, but as soon as I saw Glenn Close being in this movie, I was like, you don't hire an actress like Glenn Close if she is not going to be the evildoer in this, or the culprit, or the, what do you want to call it, the antagonist. She's not going to be the one that's, I just knew as soon as she was in it, I was like, you're not going to put Glenn Close in a movie if she's the one who didn't do it. I kind of knew from right, and it was kind of a spoiling thing for me. I was like, you're not going to put a powerhouse like her in there. All the actors are great, but you just don't put her in a movie if she's not going to bring it home. And of course, that's what happens.
Did you see Dr. Nat Sharp, played by Jeremy Renner? Did you see his involvement coming? Or did that get you off?
Yeah, because he was so underplayed and so underdeveloped. I thought, well, they're going to have to do kind of something with this character. It's a competent movie, but it's formulaic. So you kind of start going, okay, well, there's, this character's a little bit too quiet. Something's up with that. And so Callie Spinney's character is not super physically adept, so it would be hard for her to kind of commit these things. So I thought maybe there'd be an angle there with her that we didn't see coming, but was kind of wrong there. But yeah, the rest of them just seemed kind of too prominent to be anything important, especially when they're standing against Glenn Close.
So you're telling me that you think you're a better detective than Benoit Blanc?
Only in this movie.
Well,
Only
all
with
right
this particular
then.
case, sir.
Okay. I really like the storyline with the harlot whore.
Yeah.
I thought that whole storyline was really cool, and I particularly loved the scene where she breaks into the church, and it's red out back. There's the moon, and it's raining, and she's
it's
pissed.
cool.
It's almost like a horror film.
Oh, yeah.
She busts in the church and starts ripping stuff up.
Yeah.
Just completely destroys the church, and then it zooms right in on her face.
Yeah.
I thought that whole scene was cool. Then she dies of a brain aneurysm as she's clawing at her father's tomb.
Right.
I thought that whole storyline was cool. I thought the storyline with the diamond was really cool and the
It
way that
was.
played out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These movies, particularly in the second two, Glass Onion and this one, they get a little bit whodunit tropey.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that bait and switch. And this is something the original film did so good is it avoided that. It avoided the bait and switch. And what I mean by bait and switch is when the movie shows you something and then it goes back later and says, oh, haha, just kidding. That's not really what happened. This is what happened. Like, that doesn't feel like good writing to me.
Right.
The best whodunits are the ones that don't need to go back and rewrite parts and explain people differently.
Yeah.
They give you the breadcrumbs throughout the whole movie, and then when you reach the end, the question is, did you put it together or did you not put it together?
Yeah.
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 And once they start pulling that bait and switch in a whodunit film, it's a sign of poor writing. The original Knives Out did not do that.
Okay.
The original Knives Out, it
was clever.
Yeah, it was clever.
And it was
Yeah.
simple.
It was-
That's what I want. If I'm going into a whodunit movie, I just want something simple, not so complex. I don't know. It feels like right off the bat with this movie, it overloads you with information on each character and all the background, and you just become fatigued by the point the bait and switch comes around to where you don't even care anymore. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't have that feeling.
That's how I felt.
I didn't have that feeling in this one.
It was like, oh, wait, I want to try and put this together. I want to see if I can figure it out. And then by the end, I'm like, ugh, I'm exhausted.
I had a good time in this one, guys. Josh O'Connor was great. Daniel Craig, I thought his depiction of Benoit Blanc for the third time, I thought was
He's fun.
fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny. I mean, again, the rocket ship thing was funny.
Yeah.
The moat, the mostly
was good.
symbolic
Yeah.
moat.
I like
Yeah.
their
Come on.
short-lived but silly fixation on a robot that stabbed him in the back that was somehow hidden.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they're dragging Dr. Nate Sharp down the stairs and his head's just bam, 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 all the way down the
Oh, yeah.
stairs.
Yeah. That's pretty good too.
Dude, there was a lot of laughs on this one. I had a good time. Is the movie amazing? No. Is it going to win any awards? No. Is it the best Knives Out picture? No. But it was better than Glass Onion. It was better than I expected for the third film in the franchise. I thought it was fun. I had a good time in this one.
Yeah.
I love the ending. The ending was my favorite part. I thought that was the funniest part too, when the diamond falls out of her hand and Benoit Blanc's just like, oh,
Yep.
Hands up.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here.
Not my problem. Not what I'm here for.
It maybe was a bit too long. I agree with the it was overwritten part. There were some parts where it felt like, why? This isn't really moving the story forward. So I would agree with that, Kolter.
Yeah.
But it didn't prevent the film from being fun.
No. I think, and it's just because I think, by Ryan's own words, it just feels a little masturbatory, if you will. It's just
In the Catholic Chronicle magazine.
yeah, you barely got through that on yourself. I can tell.
That's so funny. We started off this episode talking about Netflix and why it's just better to go to the movie theater. And, dude, I want to end on that. Man, when you're in the movie theater around a bunch of other people and you're sharing the same experience and you're laughing out loud at the same scenes and you hear people gasping.
There's nothing like it.
It draws you into the film in a different way than if you're sitting by yourself on your couch with the dog running around with the ball wanting to play and you pausing it for the doorbell and your phone's ringing. And it's not the same, dude.
No,
it's just not the same.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah. There's something about that communal experience that's
important.
Yeah, and unique. Yeah.
Very important. And it really does add to the experience.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm sorry you didn't get to see this one in the theater, Kolter.
Yeah.
Much better experience in the theater. Let's go ahead and rate Wake Up Dead Man on a scale of 1 to 5. What do you give it?
I give it a 3. I thought it was fun. It was worth the watch for sure. The original Knives Out is definitely one that I've returned to a couple of times, and it's still just as fun every time. This one I don't see myself doing that with.
Yeah, probably right in the middle for me. 2.5. It's a competently made movie. It's nothing new. I did like Josh O'Connor. I thought he was very sincere in the role. Although I don't know that a man who holds his fists in the way that he does is awfully convincing as a boxer, unless it's from the 1910s. I thought
the same thing.
This guy's a boxer, but I not a lot of boxers. That's not their ready stance. That's yeah. If it was more like, let's step outside and have fisticuffs, you and me, that'd be something else. But it may have been played for laughs too. I don't know. But I think just enough things that didn't work as did work. So yeah, 2.5 for me.
Well, look at me, guys, coming in with the high rating here. I've already seen this movie a second time.
Okay.
And for being the third film in this franchise, Wake Up Dead Man has no business being this good. The cast is better than the characters. I'll absolutely agree with that. But I do think that Josh O'Connor submits his best performance, and Daniel Craig is not yet tired in this role. I didn't get bored watching him. This is the third time I've seen him in this role.
Yeah.
I thought he was fun.
Yeah, he was.
I thought the film was fun. I thought the comedy consistently lands, and I thought the mystery is engaging from start to finish. I'm going to give the film 3.5. We want to know, what did you think of Wake Up Dead Man? Please tell us.
If you guys watched Knives Out and you thought, I really enjoy being lied to by charming characters, well, then you're probably not ready for this movie that's got the stink of 90s all over it. And that's the usual suspects. It's got an all-star cast. It's got since disgraced Kevin Spacey, Benicio del Toro, Gabriel Byrne, one of the Baldwin brothers, I don't even remember who, Chaz Palminteri, Kevin Pollak. I mean, come on. Giancarlo Esposito. It's a great whodunit. It's like I said, it smells like the 90s. But hey, if you like movies like the Knives Out series, and you're not a petty, grudge-bearing, whiny wiener like I am about Rian Johnson movies, then check this one out. In the words of Fred, there's your recommendation. What the fuck?
Thank you for listening to Faster Film Critic, and please join us next episode when we talk Marty Supreme. You can also follow us on Letterboxd, Cinetrack, and Instagram. Email us at fasterfilmcritic@gmail.com. Hit us up with questions, comments, feedback, review requests, and share this episode with, your movie-loving friends.